Hey everyone, this is Veronica Wasek with 5-Minute Bookkeeping, and today I'm talking to my accounting and bookkeeping crowd and talking about QuickBooks Online cleanup. Should you price by the hour or charge a fixed fee? Well, it's that time again when we are probably all doing lots of cleaning up of our clients' QuickBooks Online. And one of the things that I see a lot of people discuss in my Facebook group is whether you should charge for a cleanup by the hour or you should charge a fixed fee. I actually have a specific method that I use that I'll share with you in this video. And just so you know, this video is an excerpt from my course, the QBO Paid Diagnostic Review System. So this is where I show you how to diagnose your client's books in advance and be able to then know exactly what will need to be done to clean up their books. So let's take a look. So then how much should you charge for a cleanup? How do you go about calculating how much it should cost if you're supposed to give the client some sort of price range, right? One of the methods that I have used and a lot of people use is just to calculate how much you would charge to do their monthly bookkeeping and multiply it by the number of months that you need to clean up. So for example, let's say that you would charge $500 a month to do their books, multiplied by 12 months that you're cleaning up, that's $6,000. Some people charge a percentage of that amount, so it might be 75%, 50%, it's up to you. So in that case, it would be, for example, $6,000 times 75%, and they would charge $4,500. So in keeping then with my recommendation of using a range, in this case, you would tell the client that the pricing would range from $4,000 to $5,500. This is very much a faster method of pricing. This is a method that I've been using and that I plan to continue using just because I don't like to take a lot of time when I'm doing my pricing. An alternative method is to estimate the number of hours that it will take to do the cleanup times an hourly rate. If you go this route, I highly recommend that you also consider that there's administrative time in onboarding a client for cleanup and other matters that may take up your time aside from doing the actual cleanup. Your time to plan the engagement, also time for communication with the client. So say, for example, then that you estimated it would take 24 hours to do the cleanup times $100 an hour, that's $2,400. And then you can add 20% to cover administrative time and client communication. And so you would estimate then that the cleanup would be around $2,880. So in this case, I would tell the client that the pricing will range from $2,500 to $3,500. Now this method is very much dependent on your ability to estimate how long it will take to clean up the books. If you're uncertain about how long it would take to do a cleanup or how much you would charge for monthly bookkeeping for either method, do the best that you can with pricing initially. I know pricing is stressful. It is to me. It always has been. So it's very natural to feel some level of stress because you're taking on a client, you're taking on a cleanup, you're assuming risk. And so that's normal. But the only way that you'll know how to price and how to diagnose your client's books accurately is to do it over and over. So as you take on more cleanups, as you price them, then after you complete a cleanup, then you see how well you did. If you're not pricing enough, then I encourage you to increase your pricing incrementally as you take on new clients, and then see what works for you until you get to a point that you're comfortable with the level of profitability that you're bringing in for your cleanup jobs. Regardless of the pricing strategy that you choose, the most important thing is for you to get paid upfront. Getting paid upfront reduces a lot of the risk that you're taking on. And especially if you would then do an entire cleanup and then be getting paid for it. In a cleanup situation, and really in every situation when you're providing client services, you should be collecting at least 50% of the cleanup upfront and collecting the balance near the completion of the cleanup. That's what we tell our clients, is not upon completion, it's near the completion. So as far as the client is concerned, we're not quite done with the cleanup. We're asking for the final payment, and that encourages them to pay, because then they understand that then we will finish cleaning up their books. And usually we're asking for the final payment for the cleanup during the week in which we're expecting to complete the work. If you charge by the hour, I would encourage you then to charge for a minimum number of hours. So if that's 5 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, or if you think it will take 24 hours to do the cleanup, then you ask for 12 hours up front. But I would encourage you to move toward using more fixed pricing, giving clients a range for your cleanup, and just because I think it changes the relationship with a client when you're working by the hour versus when you are agreeing upon a desired outcome with that client. It does change the relationship, and you assume the role of advisor instead of somebody working by the hour. So what do you think? Should you charge for a cleanup by the hour? Should you give a fixed fee? Should you do what I do? So let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback, and let me know if you have other ways of charging for QuickBooks Online cleanup. Also, let me know if there's any content that you'd like me to do in the future. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Veronica Wasek with 5-Minute Bookkeeping. If this content is helping you, make sure that you comment, like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get all of my latest videos.